Alright guys, my name is Civilian Tactics and welcome on into a different kind of Gates of Hell video. So, last night I put up a map, or a battle, sorry, a battle video of Insignia, which is the map that we are currently on. Now, I got 2 comments last night. Well, one last night, one early this morning, or earlier this afternoon, sorry. Both of them asking, well, one asking where you could download the mission from. First of all, you can't. The battles that I post on YouTube are ones that I personally make. And the other comment was, how could someone basically replicate what I do in the videos? So, that's what this video is basically going to be. It's going to pretty much be a tutorial. So first things first, I've got my initial forces here, as you can see. I have a fuel truck, an ammo truck, a tank, and an infantry platoon. Now this isn't an accurate platoon. This is just my platoon. So this squad here is the platoon leader, or a company commander. This guy, who is now highlighted, is the platoon leader. Now, I'm going to be doing my battles with command structures. So there will always be one company commander, only ever one, but there will be multiple platoon leaders. Okay? So I've got the company commander, the company first sergeant, the platoon leader, and the platoon first sergeant. And 2 just regular rifle dudes to provide security for the higher ups. Then I've got my anti-tank squad. Standard guys, M1A1 or A2? Or M9A1, that's it. M9A1 bazooka and a simple just AT assistant with an M1 gun. Then I've got my support by fire group, which consists of a AR assistant, AR ammo bearer, and of course the bar gunner himself. Then I've got the medics. I've got 2 medics, and they're basically protected by 3 regular riflemen. And then I've got the rifle part of the company, which is literally just 8 M1 Grands. So that's what makes up my entire company, my entire first platoon in that video that you guys seen. The second platoon is the exact same thing. Second platoon was the guys who you saw attacking up this direction in the video. The only difference with second platoon is they didn't spawn with a company commander, because again, you only have one. They did, however, spawn with a platoon leader. You would have seen in the video me trying to screw around with this squad so that the platoon leader's icon would show up, because when I highlighted the squad, that's what showed up, because this guy back here was the team leader. I was trying to get the lieutenant to be the team leader, and as you can see, it's a very, very annoying process to try and deal with. Yeah, as you can see, there we go. It finally worked. So, as you can see, it's a bit annoying to get that to work. Let me know if there is a quick button to change the squad leader. But yeah, that's my infantry platoon. The tank is just a standard M4A1 light 75mm Sherman tank. And the 2 supply trucks are literally just GMC supply trucks. Now, I do also have the artillery over here, which you guys would have seen starting off that battle in the video. These are 105mm howitzers, basically. And then sitting over here, which you would have seen when I opened up F2 mode, I believe it was I hit there. Over here is the reinforcements. So the way the battle works is if you need reinforcements in any of my battles, you literally just do this. Sorry, I'm in the wrong mode. You literally just do this, Control C, then you move the camera back. I may have to speed up the camera a bit for the tutorial, but I'll fix that in a minute. And these guys would have already moved out. So this road section would have been the reinforcements area. But for this example, we'll use this part of the field. You literally just go Control V. And there you go. You now have the reinforcements of an entire platoon. Well, again, my platoon, but still. So you would just do this. And then you would just simply basically do this. And there you go. Boom. So if you were battling on the roadside, there you go. See, you had Germans maybe positioned here and here, and this platoon was say fighting on the left. Well, there you go. Now you've got a platoon on the right hand side fighting any Germans over on that right hand side. Now for the Germans, if I turn my map on real quick and get rid of the infantry icons, for the Germans, you can see all these red dots on the mini-map. That's all the Germans I was taking on yesterday in the video. Now, as you'll see, the Germans are not positioned all on top of one another. The ones that are on top of one another are usually ones like this German squad. Which, for me, my German makeup is the exact same as the American one. You have a standard platoon, or a standard squad, three SMGs, a squad leader who's carrying a STG-44, and then 3 riflemen, basically, and 1 medic. Then you have the support by fire section, which is 1 MG support rifleman and 1 MG operator. Then we come to the platoon field leaders, which are basically a platoon leader and a platoon commander. So for the American equivalent, it would be platoon leader and platoon first sergeant, essentially. Then we come to the anti-tank element, which is literally a Panzerschreck AT infantry, an SMG infantry, and a rifle infantry. And that is the German platoon makeup. And you just basically Control C, Control V a good couple of times. The Renault isn't actually a part of the Germans, that was just sitting there already. That's not actually usable, I don't think. And yeah, you just basically paste them as you're going around. So what I did is I've got 1 platoon pasted here, holding this area. I then have, hold on, I'll do this so we can see them all. I then have another platoon over here, where I've got the AT team on the 2nd floor of this house. So if a tank rolls across the field, so if I zoom out real quick, here's the house, bottom left hand corner, right here. Any tanks roll across this field, this AT guy will be able to hit them and take them out. But as you can see from where all of the icons are, none of the platoons are right on top of each other. They're all fairly spaced out. So say for example, this group right here. If I was to hit them with artillery, this group, and quite possibly this group wouldn't take any damage. This platoon would get obliterated, but the platoons around it wouldn't be damaged. And I specifically space the men out like that because in real life, that's how platoons are spaced out. They're never stacked on top of one another, especially when there is artillery involved. They're always spaced out so that if one platoon was to be hammered by artillery, it would wipe out that platoon getting hammered, or at least it has the chance to wipe out the platoon getting hammered, but it wouldn't wipe out multiple platoons, basically. As you can see here, the Germans are, if I tilt the camera, actually holding 2 of the entrances into the town. So in yesterday's video, when 2nd Platoon attacked, 2nd Platoon came along here, along this road. I forgot, I got the mouse turned off. That was my bad. So I will do this to signify where I'm speaking about. So 2nd Platoon attacked along this road. That means that these Germans, right here, were the ones that hit 2nd Platoon. Before, you saw 2nd Platoon secure the farmhouse from yesterday. So to set these platoons up, or these units up, it is extremely easy. First, I have to figure out, there they are. I was about to say first I have to figure out what I did with the German reinforcements. But essentially, here are the German reinforcements. They're off the southern edge of the map. Allies won't be able to see them. But I will be able to see them, obviously because of the icons. So, you just simply do this. You left control C. And then find where you want to place the platoon. So for example, the map I thing isn't working. So for example, say we wanted to place a platoon right here. So a platoon held this yard. You would control V, or left control V, and that copies the platoon in. Now, all you do is position them. So for instance, I want this group on this wall. I want the machine gun. So the bridge is there. So I want the MG42 positioned here. I want the anti-tank team positioned here. So they're facing that bridge so that when I attempt to bring tanks over that, the anti-tank team is going to hit them. Or, if I bring infantry over it, the MG team is going to hit them. And then you just basically find somewhere to stick your 2 officers. I'll just put them right here for now. And there you have it. That is that platoon now set up. Now, you do of course have this side of the compound, which you simply go back into F3, left control V again, and do the similar type of thing. These 2 here, MG team here, rifle squad can go back here, and for now we'll put the AT team here. And there you have it. you now have a secure compound. Now, if you want rid of these red rings are the auto-medic influence area. So anyone inside this red ring who goes down but has the medical icon above him, the medic will automatically heal him. If you don't want these rings on, you can turn off the auto medic option. You can either hold left shift and press W, or click on the two little gears, then click then click the top left option that says automatic revive. It's above the little draw holster weapon icon. You click that and the thing goes away. Now that disables the automatic medical thing, so your medic won't automatically rush to wounded to try and help them. I had the thing off yesterday, namely because my troops who were going down were basically going down dead. They weren't going down wounded. So I didn't see a reason as to have the circle on any longer. But sometimes your troops can go down wounded, and as long as the medic is nearby, he will automatically heal them. Now I believe this works for like the AI enemies. Obviously the AI was controlling the Germans. But yeah, I believe that does work. Now, all my Germans or any enemy I face in the videos are always set to movement mode hold. Movement mode hold means that you can put them in a defensive position and they will not move. My attacking troops are also set to movement mode hold, which means if they were to come under fire right now, you would see them all basically do this, right? And they would all essentially crouch down. They would aim at the one shooting at them and they would shoot back, but they wouldn't move. Unless I specifically like clicked one and said, you know, get your ass over there. And there you go. Now they're moving. The movement mode hold button or option really helps because it will stop your men from pushing forward on their own. If you have them set to free move, they will push forward on their own and most likely get killed. With the hold option, you can of course have your men hold position, and then you can move an entire squad forward. So now this whole squad is moving up. So if we were to take fire from, say for example, these guys at the wall, this whole squad is now in that fight. It's not a single guy, it's the entire squad. So now they can all support each other. Now a thing that I said yesterday in yesterday's video, and you guys would have seen me using it, is when you're doing an attack, you always do the suppressing fire option. To do that, you click on a unit, you click on attack options, and you click suppressing fire. Then you click where you want the suppressing fire to go, and your men now are suppressing fire. These guys aren't ducking simply because I haven't clicked the start button, so we're not actually in a combat situation. But that's essentially all you do. Then while these guys will be shooting, you could, for instance, do this, which moves the bar team into position. Then, same procedure. You click the attack options, you click suppressing fire, and you tell them to suppress. Right? You can also hit the pause key on your keyboard to live pause this, like I just have. This is what I do when I'm setting up the camera angles. I will, or you can also give orders in this view as well. But I would pause the video like this, or pause the battle like this. I would then click on a unit, and say for example I wanted to do a right flank, so move up the right side. I would tell the infantry unit double time it over here. Now these guys, the bar team, I've already told to suppress that wall, but typically you can also do it while in the paused menu. And then I would find a good spot for the camera, say for example this tree. Okay, you set it like this, then you hold left control, left shift, alt and D, and it hides your HUD. You then hit the pause button again, and there you have it. The squad is moving while the bar team is providing suppressing fire. So that is how you do the cinematics, and you just literally press the same 4 buttons again, which is left control, left shift, left alt and D, and your HUD will come back up again. So we can tell these idiots to stop shooting. There's no reason for them to continue, because we're not in a battle. But yes, that's essentially how you do it. And for anyone who wants to try and replicate these, my first bit of advice would be press F2 to get this menu up, or the map menu. Click up here, click save as. Well, I'm not actually going to do it because it would override what stuff I've done. But click save as, and then save the map as a different name. As you can see, I've got Americans arrive at Insigne Ruins. Then go into F3 mode, which F3 is the mission menu, and place all your troops, vehicles and whatnot from there. And then remember to save it. Now I always save it just in case anything goes wrong with any of my videos. If something went wrong with one of my videos, I could come into the mission editor, hit load. Yes, that message only pops up if the thing has been changed since its last save. Obviously it was changed because I spawned in some guys basically showing the tutorial what to do. But it will automatically find the map. You basically hit what mission you want. That's what MI stands for, is mission. So I hit Americans arrive at Insigne, I hit OK, it loads, and then it should revert it back to its regular state before I started spawning anything in for the video. Now you may notice that some trenches, if you play any maps with a trench, the trench is filled up with dirt, and it doesn't look like a proper trench. That is easy to fix. You simply, if you have a trench, there's no trenches on this map sadly, but if you have a trench, pretend that there's one in the middle of the road and it's filled up with dirt. You simply save your mission, place all your guys around, go into F1 mode, which can help you place guys easier. You can also place guys in a trench even if it's got dirt filled up in it, and then simply go to F3, save the mission, then hit reload, and it will reload the mission, but the trench won't be filled up with dirt anymore. The trench will actually look like a proper trench. But aside from that, there's not very much else I can teach you guys. That is pretty much how I do all my videos. So, oh, also, just thinking there, one of my commenters from earlier, a person by Skiddy9001 asked, how do you actually start the battles in the editor? To start the battle, you literally just go top left and you will see a button that says start. You hit that, you give it a second to load, it'll load in, And when it loads in, your men, whatever side you're playing as, be it German, fucking Russian, Finnish, American, whatever, they won't have any icons above them. What you simply do is whatever colour you set them as, so for example player 0, you simply just hit the 0 on your number pad and it will show the icon and allow you to control the troops. If, for example, you're playing as player 1, which in my case is the Germans, you simply just hit 1 on the keyboard or the keypad and it will show the German units for you to be able to control and do whatever the hell you want with. Now in the video last night, none of my battles were scripted. They never are. Scripting just takes too long and is too finicky to work out. So what I tend to do is whenever I talk about reinforcements showing up for either side, is I typically just tend to do this. So I go to the reinforcements for the side that I want reinforcements on. I copy and paste whatever reinforcement option I want. In this case it was the tank. I put it in place. I then pretty much just go boop and the thing starts moving. Then in the video's case, I literally, if I can get my map to work, thank you, go back to my side and for example I would be like, okay, right, let's get the tank up, let's get my tank up, and then as we're pushing in I would look up, see the German tank coming in and be like, oh, okay, the Germans have called in reinforcements, great. You know, even though the Germans didn't call in reinforcements, I did. But people generally won't care. You know, if people are watching videos on Gates of Hell, they generally won't care who the hell called the reinforcements in, as long as you've got an addictive battle going. Alright? Or like a cool battle going. People are not going to give a crap how the hell the reinforcements got in the fucking map. You know, the way they're going to see it is, oh, fun, more of a battle. You know? But that's literally how you do reinforcements and such if you're doing a battle similar to me. Now there is ways you can script reinforcements. I don't ever script because, like I said, scripting's a bit finicky. You know, it's like you mess up one thing, you have to restart the whole bloody script again. You know, like you have to delete the entire script and redo it all. So it's a wee bit on the finicky side, that's how I don't ever bother with it. But there you go. That at least shows you how I make my battles, and you could genuinely have just a ton of fun even without recording the battle. You know? Just generally playing the battle as a battle. You know? You could set up an entire town. I only set up half of Insignia because I didn't want to push the game. Didn't want to cause any unnecessary lag. But you could set up, you know, the entire, or fill the entire town of Insignia with Germans. Of course, placing them in kind of realistic positions, spacing them out and such. And then make up your own objective that you have to secure Insignia. You know? And then you just basically battle up the map, securing the town as you go. Yeah. The ammo trucks do work in the editor, not just in the base game, they actually do work in the editor. Same with the fuel trucks. Now, to get these to hide the auto supply circle like I have, you simply click the two gears and you see the two little bullets. It's got the circle around it with the line going through it. You click that, there's the circle. But you can click it off, and when the circle isn't there, the vehicle won't supply anyone. So you can avoid wasting like fuel or ammo say for example, maybe, say for example your tanks, right? If I can fucking select my tank, thank you. Say for example your tank has 660 fuel, right? If your tank goes to 659, you can switch off the fuel truck's supply like option, so that when the fuel truck is beside the tank, it will not fuel the tank, basically. So you're not wasting any fuel. Same with the infantry. If your infantry's only had a brief skirmish, say your infantry's maybe killed 3 guys, you can switch off the ammo truck's supply circle, so it can't supply the infantry with ammo. Because again, if you were only to take out 3 Germans or 3 whatever your enemy is, and then resupply your men with ammo, you're essentially wasting ammo. Right? Your men didn't use that much ammunition to take out the enemy. There's no sense in resupplying them. Now what I did in the video, as you guys would have seen, is after we took this area and we cleared out the Germans from this section, as you saw, I then resupplied my units. That makes more sense to resupply them because they've taken out a good chunk of the enemy and they've used a good chunk of their ammo, because you would have been triggering suppressing fire to move your men safely. So in that sense, yes, you can resupply your units because, again, you've used your infantry's used a lot of ammo. But other than that, I don't really know what more I could teach you guys in this tutorial, or show you guys in this tutorial. But making the battles like I do in the videos are really easy to do. You can normally get one done in about 30 minutes to an hour. You fill the map and away you go and have fun. Now one thing I tend to do, sorry about the noise there, I was sliding my phone across the keyboard. One thing I tend to do, just to make putting units and such into areas quicker, is if you hit backspace, you get the game speed. I tend, at least for the setup, to use speed 5, which is the fastest game speed. And it literally just, if I show for an example with this squad, it literally just causes your units to move like much faster. So if you're building a defensive thing, it's much easier to just do it in ×5 speed so that you can get your units into position faster. And your units will mount up into vehicles faster and such. But other than that, I think that's all of it. Let me know if I've missed anything out. If you have any questions, as always, fire them down in the comments. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you liked. Don't forget to share, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you can stay up to date when I post any videos. Don't forget to share the video, because remember, sharing is the only way that my small channel is actually going to get noticed. And until next time, stay safe and much love.